Hello everyone, we are coming to the end of 2022, so I want to do a year in review in this video. 3, 2, 1. Alright Rick, who did we run into?
We ran into Chris, who we met down in Florida Keys, but at that time Chris had a converted cargo trailer. Now he's got an egg.
We call it the bubble.
A bubble.
So we met up with Chris. He was on his way back from Florida, and he lives in New York. We're in New Jersey, so we met up with him. We got to tour his new to him camper. So you'll see in the following pics, he basically gutted this entire camper and redid it, and he did an amazing job because that's, it's Chris. That's what he does. But we met up with Chris. It's the first time we met his wife. She was a very nice person. And we all seem to get along, so hopefully we'll hang out with them soon and go camping. So we didn't have that many tours this year. We actually only had 2, and they were both vintage trailers. So Chris's was the one, and the other one was a 1959 Layton camper that we ran into this guy in the Pine Barrens. So this camper is actually older than me. And he restored it. It looked really nice. We didn't even camp that much this year. I believe we camped 4 times, Rick?
And Sharon putting out bait for the Jersey Devil. We have a trail cam set up. We're going to try and photograph anything that comes around our campsite tonight.
The bait was gone, but there was nothing on our camera, so I don't know what happened there. We did visit remnants of ghost towns. That was fun, but no issues there. It is a little eerie out in the Pine Barrens, but it was nice. When we camped in the Pine Barrens, that's the first time that we got to use our shower, but the shower worked great. I'll put a link to the instant hot water heater below.
Here our inverter generator running in the background. It's only about 20 feet away, but it's that quiet.
So this past year we also went mooch docking for the first time. My daughter had rented a house in the Poconos for a week, and so we took our trailer up there and joined her for a few days.
So we did one campground review last year. We really only went to one campground that had all the amenities. Everything else was primitive camping that we had done. So we went to Sea Pirate Campground, and where is that?
It's not too far from Long Beach Island in New Jersey, right on Route 9.
And we go to Baker's Acres a lot, which is across the street from it.
Right, they're both in the area called Parkertown.
So this is the first time I've ever been to Sea Pirate, and it was beautiful. They had everything. I mean, kids would love it. There was multiple playgrounds and trampolines and a pool and a game room. I think they rented golf carts.
Yep. They had a nice basketball court. They had a
baseball field.
And a little fishing pond there, and one of the neat things is the back end of the campground. There's a path that goes from the camping area into National Wildlife Refuge there along the bay, and there are channels and cuts that go through there, so you can walk right out of the back of the campground and go down there and go crabbing in these little cuts that were made years ago, I think, by the Civilian Conservation Corps.
It's a super nice campground. Now, we went there before Memorial Day. I think we went there on a Tuesday before
Memorial Day weekend.
And so it was empty, which that's how we like to camp. But I can imagine that place gets filled up and it's bustling. So if you have little kids, that's probably what you want. Believe that it could probably get a lot of greenheads there. We did see a lot of boxes in that marsh area, and when I asked the guy what they were for, I think they were traps for greenheads. We were there early in the season. There were no bugs when we were there. But very, very nice campground. Another first that we did this year was we went boondocking, or let me define boondocking because some people call it different things. We went camping at a free dispersed camping site in northwestern Pennsylvania. Name of that website, DCNR?
That's right, DCNR.
Pennsylvania DCNR. Rick found it, but it was great. We loved it. It was so nice and peaceful being out there where there was nobody around us. So we were all by ourselves and no hookup. So we had to, take a generator, and we took our own water and everything. It worked out great. We really, really loved it, and I think next year we're going to be doing much more of that. So for people who say there is not free camping or boondocking on the East Coast, that's not true. I think it's a different type of free camping out there where you do have to register for this, but you don't have to pay. It's free. So it was awesome. And while we were in Pennsylvania, we caught a few things. I actually caught a bass within my very first cast in 3 seconds in the Allegheny Reservoir. So I caught a nice bass. We also caught deer on our trail cam. It's a real good idea to have a trail cam. Set that up near where you camp and see what happens. Really, the best thing that we caught up in northwestern Pennsylvania was a glimpse of the wild elk. We pulled up and we saw a bunch of people looking at the elk. We walked further down the road by ourselves, and that's where we kind of had this, we call it a majestic encounter with these elk who kind of like walked right out in front of us, because it was really early in the morning and foggy, so we didn't really see them until I was right upon them. Rick caught sort of a glimpse of Bigfoot in Puxatawny. Since we didn't camp much this year, we tried to do some other things and put that on our channel. We bought mountain bikes. We didn't buy e-bikes. We might get them, but right now we have mountain bikes, and we really enjoy riding them, okay? So we've been riding them all around parks. Well, we were riding them up until the winter came and it got cold. Down on trails, in the woods, so we've been videoing a lot of those adventures.
Well, that is definitely some interesting riding.
Please remember to subscribe and click the bell and you'll be notified of our next video. I've also been putting up my share of shorts. Shorts are here to stay, everybody. We're going to try to make them as informative and entertaining as we can. Yeah.
Can't do that.
And we also got some footage of us going to a shooting range. Oh. And then we told some stories. We just thought the best way to connect with you guys is to tell you stories. So we told a story about when Rick was 12 years old, and the first time he ever went hunting, and he killed a bear. He could not find the pictures of the bear. Since then, we have found the pictures, so they are in here, and I'll probably go back and update that video too. It's a great story. And then we told a story about Rick growing up with guns. He's got some funny stories in there about how little he was when he first shot a gun. And that was also in there is the last time that he hunted with his father, which I believe was the first time he shot his first buck. Then we've got a story about the Jersey Devil. Is he real? It's like a documentary. And then we did a story on the Kinzua Railroad Bridge that was torn down by a F1 tornado and was once considered the 8th wonder of the world. So this was out in western Pennsylvania. And Rick got a new drone, so we should have better drone footage. A special shout out to Bruce First, who contributed to the drone fund. Actually, only put it up once, so he's the only name on there. But if anyone else would like to contribute to our drone fund, we'd appreciate it. I'll put the link right up here. We did a few product reviews this year, but the one that stuck out was really our 5-day-long ice retention test that we did in our 50-quart lifetime cooler. And of course, we did it in 100 degrees. But Thanksgiving, Rick made an oven out of a cardboard box. Well, it's a big box that he bought at Home Depot. And we cooked our turkey outside in an oven. And that was awesome. So we had a video of that. And then we were doing some hikes and bike rides also around here. So we did the Beauty in the Pine Barrens. And this really is a beautiful spot called Franklin Parker Preserve. This year, Rick also had to put down his dog, Honey, who was like our mascot. She was just a great dog. She camped with us all the time, went boating with us. So sadly, we had to put her down in March, and we greatly miss her. So it's that time of year. Thank you so much, everyone, for all your support this year. Hopefully next year we will have a lot more videos coming forward and a lot more camping, maybe even going out west.
I hope something happens because I'm starting to get a little antsy here sitting around.
Have a Merry Christmas, everyone. Again, thank you for your support, and we will see you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye, folks.